Hello, fabulous superstar Libra. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of April 2025. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. A limited number of consultations are now available with me or my friends, including Andy of Wise Ass Astrology, over on my website. Secure yours now at nadiyashah.com. Links below. In many ways, this really is your month. It is the 12th of the month. That is a day you should put a big star on your calendar for, because we have two very special occurrences taking place that are going to speak right to you, profoundly so. And they're happening almost simultaneously, which makes it that much more special. First is a full moon in your sign. Normally, you get one full moon per sign per year, and this is your moment. And it's a moment of truth, a lot of emotion stirring, coming to the surface, but it is ultimately showing you something about the truth of who you are, what matters to you most, what matters to you first. It's showing you something about your identity and your priorities and who you know yourself to be. Well, you just might see it with greater heart, greater wisdom, and greater love as well. And a part of that sense of gentleness is likely going to come after some frustration, some irritation. And that is because we do have Mars speaking in a conversation of tension with this full moon. Now, Mars is at that point moving through the top of your sky, having to do with career, social standing, life purpose, and your understanding of a higher, more loving vision for your life. And it might feel as if there's something you're really trying to get done, you're trying to achieve, some deadline you're trying to meet. And this would not be an unusual feeling, because by now you might feel it's always going to be there. And I say that because since September, you have had Mars moving in and then out and then back into this top of your sky, an unusually long time to experience Mars here. And a lot of that comes down to the Mars retrograde season. But it is going to be at the very beginning of next month that the larger Mars retrograde season will be over. So we're just nearing the finish. Mars is direct, but we are in shadow, and that's okay. And I'll come back to that Mars retrograde in a moment, or the season rather, because Mars is direct. But having said that, yeah, we've got this urgency with you, an impulsivity with you, a frustration and a fight, right? And that fight really is you trying to make something happen. And there are spiritual, sacred, gentle ways in which to go about the fight. And where it is that you are fighting for a vision, a sense of what it is that you feel you are worthy to achieve, a success that you desire to experience, well, no effort is ever wasted. And that's all that's being asked for here, is some effort on your own behalf. And that effort is going to be rewarded incredibly. And I say that because Jupiter is speaking in supreme harmony with this full moon. This is so fortunate, downright lucky. Jupiter is in a worldly part of your sky, having to do with travel, immigration, higher education, legal matters, politics, religion, philosophy, all of it. And so there's this ability to step above whatever might be happening. And as a result of approaching and understanding from a more philosophical sense, you're able to turn the tide in your favor. And this is a full moon of blessing. Yes, there is a energy of a push, but immediately after, there's also the reward. It comes hand in hand together. And so your efforts will be rewarded. They will help you in some way to redefine yourself, or at the very least to have more of what matters to you most and what matters to you first. And in the process, you just might find yourself redefining yourself in the best possible sense, in the most hopeful sense. 39 minutes after the full moon perfects, what do we get? Venus, your ruling planet, officially going direct. This is remarkable. Your ruling planet and the ruling planet of the full moon, which happens to be in your sign, simultaneously, these celestial events are taking place. This is very special. And throughout this month, as Venus slows down, stands still, goes direct, will do so mighty close in the sky to Saturn and the North Node, which does suggest that this is a time of consequence, and it's a time of alignment with greater blessings, greater love, greater wisdom, and a sense of life moving forward towards the fulfillment of karmic promises and karmic contracts to yourself and to others. Now, this forward momentum of Venus, which happens on the 12th, but again, this energy is active all month with Saturn and the North Node so close. And for that matter, on the 7th, Mercury goes direct as well, not far away from Venus. Well, these directs happen, and this activity is happening in a part of the sky for you that has to do with your daily life. And so matters related to work can start to feel more clear with your clients, customers, coworkers. It can feel like you're able to find forward progress or welcome new people in at this time. It can feel as if your health as well, it becomes more clear what you can do to experience better health, and in doing it, experience improvement that feels positively consequential. And so this is part of the sense of what's changing here. It's about you, yes, your identity, but it's also about your life changing in a real way. Your lived experience in the smallest moments, you getting honest about that aligns you with bigger blessings. This is the seed. This is the beginning to those blessings really unfolding in the fullness of time. Now, as we navigate further, on the 27th, we will have this month's new moon. But here's the thing. 2 days before that new moon, Venus, Saturn, North Node, they are together with some precision in the sky. And so again, we have you making choices of consequence, reaching turning point moments, being honest with yourself about how you're actually living, what's actually going on in the day in and day out of your life. And what we also have the following day is Mars. At that point, Mars will be in a friendship part of your sky, will have left the top of your sky. But this is where Mars opposite Pluto, this is the third and final opposition, a key characteristic of the larger Mars retrograde season. And so we had the first opposition in the first days of November, but that was with Mars at the top of your sky. The second took place as we started moving further into January of this year. And that was with Mars in a friendship part of your sky. And now here we are. Again, Mars making its final opposition as part of this larger season. It will be the beginning of next month that Mars will leave shadow. I think I said that to you already, but yeah, we're almost there. We're almost done the larger season here. But this key moment is one that can feel stressful. I think a lot of us are going to be feeling on edge in one way or another. And for you, it might be oriented around what's happening with a friend or within a group dynamic. It feels tiring. It feels draining. It feels frustrating. It feels like it's asking a lot. But here's the thing. It is on the 27th when we do have that new moon. That new moon is setting up a larger configuration of tension called a T-square with Mars and Pluto, which means that there's that much more frustration that's being felt. The new moon takes place in a part of the sky for you that has to do with profound change, truth, transformation, regeneration, wealth, access to resources. It is one of the money houses as well. And so you can see here, money and friendship may not mix. You are one of the signs that needs to be mindful of that tendency that could be here at this time. But the good thing is that you are getting to some deeper truth with this new moon. You are seeing through illusion. You are looking at things as they actually are, and you're willing to affect change from the core so that it actually is meaningful. You're able to be more deeply honest with yourself, even if it's hard at this time, about how you really feel about a given dynamic. Again, it could be a group dynamic, it could be professional, it could be personal, it could be just an individual friendship that you have, past or present. But there's something about this situation that's pushing your buttons. What is that really about? What's really going on within you? Well, this is where you find that deeper truth, and it changes things for you going forward from here. Now, with wealth as well, this might be a time when you need to pay attention to a financial matter with a bank or other financial institution. But really, what these energies say is show up, do your best, surrender the rest. And also, when we have such strong financial energy, it means that the money you need is there. Sometimes you just have to take additional steps, engage certain spiritual lessons as part of it coming together for you. Where it comes to matters of love, love is a very big deal with a month like this, but a lot of it is rooted in you. And it's rooted in what a person is actually showing you. Where Venus is going direct, where Venus is dancing with Saturn and the North Node all month, that is a part of the sky that I call the proof is in the pudding part of the sky, right? This is about the details of life. And so, yeah, it's looking at someone's actions. What's actually going on? But we also have a full moon in your sign with that Venus direct, and that's about you being honest about what you're really feeling. And if in some way this situation is not who you are or is not something that actually reflects some truth about you. And so then what are you going to do? So for those of you open to meeting someone new, yeah, emotions might be running very high with that full moon in your sign. But I do think that you will likely be gaining some really powerful insights into what has been the clues that maybe you didn't pick up in the past, but now they're just so clear, they're so evident to you. But more than that, I feel like this full moon is about making promises to yourself that you won't do that again. And that in turn does set the stage for you welcoming in a different type of love that could be just floating around in the ether at this time. For those of you just starting to date somebody, yeah, the proof is in the pudding. What is this person actually showing you? Even if it's hard, you're willing to look at it, acknowledge it, accept it. It's an important truth because it shows you whether or not there is love here. Look at their actions, not their words, not any kind of grand statement. No. Look at the details. How does this person actually live? Can you live as they live or not? Do the lifestyles match? And do they know it? Do they resent it or not? Do you resent it or not? These are going to be parts of the consideration that are going to suggest a turning point moment where you see the love in those little moments. It'll grow stronger now. And for those of you in an established bond, the overwhelming majority are going to find yourselves wanting more time day in and day out with this person that you love, wanting to spend more time with your partner in a meaningful way. And that makes this time that much more special and meaningful to you. There is going to be a small percent out there. If you felt for a while, you might not be in the right relationship for you. You know, the thing is, I think for all signs out there with Venus meeting Saturn, the question really is, can I do this for the rest of my life? That's Venus conjunct Saturn. You add the North Node in the mix, and it's like a question where the answers, its time has come. It's karmic, if you will. It's a turning point on a soul level, not just on a life level. And your answer is ultimately going to be found in observing the details. What do they actually do in the small moments as you share your lives together? Because it's there that you'll find the answer. Can you keep doing this for the rest of your life or not? Because if you are, well, this is where adjustments are made, commitments are deepened. But if you cannot, this is where choices are made that feel consequential. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. Well, look, I'm going to say the full moon in your sign, not to mention the fact that Venus goes direct 39 minutes after that full moon. That is huge. That is remarkable. And it is you feeling, on the one hand, very honest, very emotional, but then also like you're finally ready to move forward in an important way. You're ready to gain traction. You're ready to have a new understanding, and it ends up being a game changer for you now. It ends up seeing yourself differently and acknowledging your deeper emotional needs. Some of those, many of those, you very likely already have or can give to yourself. And in many ways now, as a result of this realization, your life itself starts to feel different, better. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership rate over at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com, where you get expanded exclusive video scopes each and every week. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.